Woo! It's winter time, man. It is cold outside. I'm here to tell you it's like, I don't know, it feels like 5 degrees to me. I don't particularly care for cold weather. The older I get, the more I like warm weather. But anyway, it is getting a little cool. Next week's the first week of fall. I think the time changes. It's all it's crazy. Now everybody's going to get sick because the weather changed and uh, so anyway, Monday morning, glad to be here. Glad you're here with me. Today, we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to me. And it should be near and dear to everybody. And I'm going to talk about the power of prayer. Because the power of prayer is real. And if this offends you, then there's a little button that says stop, delete, go away. I'm not your friend anymore. And I'm okay with that. Guess what? I will continue to pray for you too. Praying is something that I do every single day. I thank God for all that I have and all that I am, in spite of the really cruddy year and a half I've had with a failed marriage and my foot and my job and all this stuff. I still pray to Him every day, thanking Him for what I have instead of asking Him. Let me rephrase it. I do ask sometimes for things. I ask for strength to help me get through certain things. I ask for good reports from the doctor. I do ask for things, but I don't say, God, I really need $20, or God, I would like to have a new truck. God, I really need this, really need that. I say, God, thank you for what I have. Thank you for what I know the blessings you're going to continue with. Praying is so important. I used to have an hour and a half commute to work every day, to and from. And I called that my God time, me and God time. And I don't know if it was so much of a prayer, if it was just a conversation. But it was awesome. I'd get up in the mornings, I'd have my coffee, I'd get in my car, and I usually wait till I got to the interstate, and then I'd start. And it was great. I loved it. That was some really good time for me. And I kind of miss that sometimes. I kind of miss having that time for he and I. But I still make time for it. It's like going into a restaurant. When you sit down, when you're with somebody and you sit down to eat, and you give thanks for the food that you're about to receive. And for whatever reason, some people say, oh, I'm not praying in public, really? Are you kidding me? Why not? I do it every time. I go to a restaurant, sit down. I don't care if it's the nicest restaurant around or if it's the Golden Arches. I thank God for my food. If I sit here and I have lunch, I thank God for my food. Well, you're alone. Who cares? Well, it doesn't matter. You still got to thank Him for it. You know, you got to thank Him that you have it. I did a little statistics. I did a little research on prayer. And the one time a year people pray more than any other time is Thanksgiving. When you gather around a big Thanksgiving meal with your whole family, there's usually one designated person that does the prayer, and that's when everybody bows their head and prays. Do they do it all year long? No. They do it that year. They do it that time of year, Thanksgiving. And we talk about what we're thankful for, but we do it once a year. Really? You should be thankful every day for what you have. Every day. You should be thanking God every day for what you have. If you have a Bible, I want you to go to the book of Job. And if you don't have a Bible, I know you got a smartphone. You can look it up on a smartphone. But go to the book of Job. Read about Job. This guy had everything. He had a beautiful wife. He had this massive, I guess for the lack of a better term, a ranch, or just he had a lot of land. He had 700 oxen and 600 sheep, and he had plenty. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he just had it all. Job had everything. But Job also kept his faith all the time. He prayed all the time to God. He's turned away from evil. He feared God. He feared what God could do, so he prayed to God. He knew the power of the Lord. So one day the devil was just like, talking around. He's like, I believe I can make Job turn. And God said, no, I don't think so. God said, Job is a man of me. He prays to me. He said, well, let's try it. Anyway, in the long story, Job lost everything. But he never lost his faith. He kept praying to God no matter what. Job's friends came to his house and said, man, what are you mad? I mean, look what God's done. He's taken everything from you. He says, no, I'm still going to pray. I'm thanking him for what I still have. And he said, guess what? I'm going to pray for you too. And his friends were like, what? You're going to pray for us? We're here to pray with you. He said, yeah, but I'm going to pray for you too. And so in the very end, God rewarded Job back everything he had tenfold. And one of the things he says, you prayed for your friends. They came to pray for you, but you prayed for them too. He said, God knew that Job would do it in spite of everything. He knew he would. He knew the commitment Job had. In a way, it's kind of a test, I guess, that God put Job through. And in a way, God puts us through those tests. Are we going to stay steadfast to what we believe in spite of the things that might happen? And, I hope, I don't know, I've had a lot happen in the past year and a half, year and 3 or 4 months, whatever it's been. So I pray every day in spite of what's going on with me. And I still thank him every day in spite of all. Ooh, the heat just kicked on. I love that. So I vent right here. Anyway, so I still pray every day for what God's done for me, where he's got me to. And I thank him for that. Because it could be a lot worse. And it could get a lot worse. I'm not out of the woods yet, but I'm still going to keep praying. I'm still going to keep the faith. That's the most important thing. You got to keep the faith. No matter what, you got to keep the faith. Job kept the faith. I'm telling you to keep the faith. I'm telling you, as a family, you should pray. My friends have a 6-year-old boy and a 3-year-old little girl, and they both pray over every meal. A 6-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl, they know the meaning of the power of prayer, praying over a meal. They do it. It was something their mom and dad instilled in them. It's something that the church instilled in them, and I think it's awesome. Pray. Just try it. If you don't do it, just try it. See, you're not going to get instant results. You might feel better about yourself. You might feel better about the day. But pray. I'm a vlogger, and it's what I do.